So here I am inside of my recording booth. It's a whisper room. It's designed to give you the best possible recording environment you can. And normally in this booth I use a $1,300 Neumann condenser microphone. But I wanted to expand my horizons and do some things in the field. And I need a microphone that has decent quality. I mean, it's not going to sound as good as a $1,300 microphone, but it's going to sound better than if I used a camera microphone. If you're a vlogger, if you're using a selfie stick, and you don't have some sort of close proximity microphone like a lapel mic, which is literally inches from your mouth, you're not going to get the kind of sound quality. So I was looking for a couple of things. I shot some things outdoors to really drive the point home. Right now I'm inside of a recording booth, so you're hearing the microphone in its best possible clarity. And I'm going to switch over now so you can see what it's like in a real world environment where you would really use a microphone like this, out in the field. Alright, so I am outdoors, not where I usually shoot in my studio. And I'm doing this for a reason. I want to go over this new type of microphone, and we'll get into details in just a moment. But before I do, I want to talk about some of the challenges before I turn this on. So I'm wearing this thing, but it's not turned on yet. But one of the challenges of shooting outdoors is you've got wind, you've got distance. And it's not just outdoors, it's also distance. Let's just say it. It's distance. The further you are from the camera, and you're using the camera built-in iPhone microphone, the further you away, and if you're talking into a different direction, you are losing sound quality in a large way. It just destroys the mood of the shot. It just ruins it. It's not as good. Now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to switch to this and then talk about why I like it. So I am going to plug this in right now. This is the Aabsom, A-A-B-S-O-M lavalier microphone. Now I'm around 5 or 6 feet away, and this time it doesn't matter. It won't matter if I'm pointing this way. It won't matter if I'm pointing that way. The microphone is right here. So right now, the sound you're hearing is coming from that microphone, and this adds a lot more flexibility. I can now go much further away. The wind is now blowing. I have this windscreen on here. I am almost 20 feet away right now, and I could talk in any direction. In fact, I could talk with my back to the camera, and it won't matter because the sound is coming from only 6 inches from my mouth. It drastically improves the quality of shooting at a distance, indoor and out. In this particular case, I'm outdoors. So let's say you were using a selfie stick, and you are relatively 6 feet or less away with a selfie stick. Even though you can get away with using the built-in microphone, if you can get a lavalier microphone like this is the Aabsom, A-A-B-S-O-M. It's only like 30 bucks, and you've got like 20-something feet of cable. Plus there's an additional set of cable here. I've got the cable going through my shirt, and it's kind of out of the way. I'm using this, they call it a dead cat. I don't like the name, but that's the industry standard. A dead cat is like a fuzzy foam, not foam, it's a fur cover that covers the microphone. Not a big fan of the name, but they do work effectively in the wind. So if there was a little more wind, it really does reduce the wind drastically. So let's talk about features. First things first, this is clipped to my waist right now. This is the unit right here. Right? It has a slider on one side that says camera or phone. Now, why do they do this? Because if you use just a regular microphone, you can't plug it into most phones because they have a slightly different pinout in the headset, because the headset is also your ears. It's covering your ears to playback audio, and the microphone pinouts are slightly different. So they have a position for a camera versus phone. There's also another position here where there's a low cut filter, and that would eliminate just low sounds like a air conditioner hum or something like that. And the other feature that is really great, and this is one of the last features I'm going to talk about, is that on this side here you see there's a power jack. Now why is there a power jack? If you're not into professional microphones, you'd say, well, you don't need power for most microphones. You buy a headset and they don't have power. Well, professional grade microphones do, and this one does. It has you charge it, and the charge lasts, by the way, somewhere in the neighborhood of 50 hours of usage. So you don't have to charge it that often. It's not an inconvenience. In fact, what it does is it allows the the lav mic to have a little bit more of a boost, and it also gives it some noise reduction and some other things. In fact, all professional microphones usually have power, like the more expensive condenser mics. So they're basically providing condenser-like performance out of a very inexpensive, clip-on microphone. So this is a great little product. I'm glad I found it. I'm not sure how often I'll need it, but I do want to get out and shoot some things outdoors. I want to talk about vlogging outdoors and some of the different ways you can do that. So here I am again. I am outdoors. The wind is a little bit stirring, and hopefully you're not hearing that, and that's part of the thing. So this you can get on Amazon. I'll probably put a link in here if you're watching this on YouTube so you can find one. It's like 30 bucks, really great deal. Hopefully this review was helpful. Any questions or comments, feel free to leave them. Thanks for watching. Oh, did I accidentally dial you? I'm sorry, I must have butt dialed you. What do you mean? Of course it was a mistake. It was an accident. It was an accident. I butt dialed you. Well, how do you know it wasn't an accident? Because it's coming from a rotary phone. Yeah, it is a rotary phone, but that doesn't mean anything. It could still butt dial you. Well, yeah, it takes a little longer, but it's still an accident. So how you been? Hello?